Hi there, my name is Cynthia Wakio, and today we are looking at the soft skills that are required to work in HR. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Please define for us what soft skills are.
So I'm sure many professionals have come across this term, soft skills, and it's a term that is commonly used nowadays. So when you're talking about soft skills, you're talking about the personal attributes that either help you interact with people better or do your job in a better way. And soft skills are different from the other end, the other spectrum, which is now the hard skills. And when you talk about the hard skills, we're talking about the technical skills. And these ones relate to giving you the ability to do your job. For example, for us to be able to shoot this video, there's a videographer, there's someone who's manning the camera, and after that they'll go and they do their editing. So that's a technical skill. So for HR, when you're talking about technical skills, something like performance management is a technical skills. Your understanding of the labor laws is a technical skills. How to come up with a HR policy is a technical skills. Soft skills, whether in HR or not, someone in management, we can talk about emotional intelligence, time management, work ethic. So as you can see, personal attributes in the sense of who is Cynthia. At an individual level, at a personal level, who is Cynthia. Then we can say also Cynthia is a communication professional or Cynthia is a HR professional. So you most likely find that for technical skills, you have to go through some form of training. That's the technical hard skills. Also soft skills. You can also be trained on soft skills. But a lot of times you find they are more inborn. It's more of a character trait. Yeah. Can you be able to develop? Can you be able to learn other soft skills? Indeed you can. Just as you can also be able to learn the technical skills. But it's important to know the difference. Yeah.
So as a recruiter, what are the soft skills you've seen employers looking out for in HR?
So if you look at the job of a HR, what is required of a HR professional? Now, as a HR professional, it's your duty to take care of the employer's interest while making sure that the employees are motivated and they're able to give their best. So I always, when I'm interacting with the HR professionals, I always tell them it's a political job because you have these two audiences that you have to please. You have the employer, the managers, and you have the staff who you want to get the best from them. So having said that, you can see the key job entails dealing with people. Because whether it's management, the directors, you're dealing with people. If it's staff, you're also dealing with people. So as such, it goes without saying that which are these skills that will enable you deal with people better. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, because there are so many soft skills. And I would say, in a way, all of them are important. But which ones stand out when it comes to the HR profession? Which one will make your work more easier? And for the purpose of this discussion, I'll focus on 5 of them. And the first one being emotional intelligence. And when you talk about emotional intelligence, you're talking about how self-aware are you of your own emotions and the emotions of other people. Why? Because people are different. Cynthia, before you become a communication professional or HR professional, you are a human being first. You are female first. Professions, qualifications, they come later. And based on who you are, it affects or dictates the way you deliver on your work. So me being able to be self-aware and know that as Perminus, I have my own biases, I have my own thinking, which could not be the right thing, you know. It will help me manage people better too, so that I know there are times I get angry, there are times I become emotional, there are times I become reactionary, and it's for me to call myself out before I reach that stage. And that is why if you find managers who shout, who throw their words all around, it's because they are not emotionally aware. I'm not saying as a human being you can't make mistakes, but if you're emotionally aware, you make lesser mistake as someone who's not emotionally aware. And also getting to understand the emotional makeup of the other person. For example, the way I treat, let's say, a 60-year-old man or woman is not the same way I would treat an intern. And someone older than me, there's a certain form of relationship which should be there compared to if it's someone who's younger. That's how will I be able to determine that? It's through the use of emotional intelligence. Yeah. The second skill set, soft skill, which is very important, is communication skills. Why? At any given time, you either be giving directions or you be wanting to get the best out of people, and that cannot happen if you're not communicating. For example, every company has goals, has targets, and it's the work of the HR to ensure that, these goals, targets are being met. So how will you be able to communicate? How will you be able to meet those ones if you're not able to communicate? On the other end, employees will be coming to you with problems, with issues that management needs to be aware of. Again, if you're also not able to communicate. Yeah. So when you talk about communication, it's at two forms. Number one, your ability to influence. And number two, the simple things as the written or spoken word. If you can't be able to draft emails, if you can't be able to draft a report, then I don't see it working for you. The other skill closely related to the first two is problem solving. And like I said, the nature of the HR job is you are firefighting sometimes. You are coming across issues, either the issues coming from top to bottom or vice versa. So being able, when you have the problem solving skill, is being able to see things before they happen and having even options. Yeah. The worst thing you can do if you're in management is bring a problem to your directors or to the other managers. What you should do is, yes, bring forth the problem, but come up with options. Tell them, yeah, this is what is happening. People are not happy because of the salary. So what can we do? This is what I'm suggesting. This is what other companies are doing. And so from then, someone can be able to see the value that you're bringing. But if I hire you as a HR Cynthia, and all you do is bring me problems, and you expect me to solve the problem, so why are you in your job? I can as well go to the employees directly and get to find out what is happening. So problem solving is a key soft skills. The other skill goes without saying, leadership. Yeah, leadership first at a personal level and also at a professional level. So at a personal level, leadership is where you act as a good example. Why? Because people are looking up to you. So if HR is dropping the ball, you don't keep time, you don't keep promises, you don't follow the rules, the procedures that you set for the organization, then don't expect the staff to do their part. It's not going to work. The other bit of leadership is influence, where you're able to bring people together to rally a cause. Because the nature of HR is you always be championing things now and then. And sometimes at face value, people may not agree with you. So how do you bring people closer such that they're able to see the value? That can only happen if you have the leadership skill. And the last soft skills is obviously you being a team player. HR cannot work in isolation, either of other managers or the employees. Being a team player means without being told, you've got to involve yourself with what is happening. Yeah. And this is where, if you're introverted especially, HR can be a tough job. Yeah. Because you'll be expecting people to come to you. Yeah. So even if you're introverted, I always say, take time off, go meet people, get to understand what's happening. So if you have those casuals, get to go have lunch with them. You don't have to be all to shout. I'm not saying if you're an introvert, you cannot succeed in HR, but you've got to be very self-conscious to go out of your way to do things that will make people feel that you're part and parcel of the team. And that way, if it's the staff, they'll be able to share with you more. They'll be able to give you feedback. And if it's management, they'll be more open with you. Yeah. So in a nutshell, I would say those are the key soft skills to be able to survive in this era as a HR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have any advice for professionals now looking to empower themselves with these soft skills?
Yes, I do have. And my first advice is become self-aware. Get to understand, who am I as Perminus? Who am I as India? What makes me tick? And where am I falling short? For example, if leadership is a challenge, what can you do? If you find that your emotions also needs toning down, for lack of a better word, be self-aware of who you are and how you behave in the presence of other people. So that's the starting point. And then now, when you're self-aware, number two is be proactive. So if it's, for example, leadership, why don't you attend a short course? Why don't you go online? There are so many materials. If you come to us corporate staffing, we do offer a training on leadership. If it's emotional intelligence, there's also a course on emotional intelligence. Yeah. So look at the gaps you have and be proactive, because and I've seen this happen many times, especially the higher up you go, you retaining your job and even being able to thrive. It's not so much about your qualifications, because the things you learned, the junior you have who only has 2 years of experience, he probably have those technical skills. What you differentiate you with that junior is you have the soft skills and you have more years of experience. Yeah, so be proactive and try to bridge that gap. And lastly, if you can get a mentor, a coach, someone who can be upfront with you, they can be able to give you feedback. That can also work. Why? Because at times HR, we occupy powerful positions. We determine people's career, people's lives, and so people may not be able to tell you the truth. But if you have a mentor who you can be able to share with your frustration, and someone who can be able to give you feedback, and not just any feedback, but real feedback as it is, then they can be able to tell you, oh, Cynthia, your blind spot is you get angry very fast. Or Cynthia, you need to work on your communication skills. How do you communicate when you're angry? How do you communicate when you're passing bad news? So yes, someone who's close to you they can be able to tell you without fear of repercussion. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for letting us know what you think.
Thank you too.
Thank you so much for watching. For more tips on how you can grow in your HR career, please subscribe to the channel. See you next time.